Good morning. Today I would like to tell you about the cleansing of the liver and many interesting things that you didn't know about it. I think that it will interest you so much to get acquainted with this topic. In my opinion, the most important thing is cleansing the whole body, and the liver is the most important organ in the body for cleansing. I would like to tell you today about this. And I would like you to take this seriously. Because in our lives, we get a lot of misinformation and false information on this subject. All doctors today misinform about this. Says it is unnecessary to do cleansing the liver. Everyone goes to the hospital, and that comes to a situation when it can harm a person. And really I think that cleansing the liver itself is a very safe thing. And if the cleansing is carried out correctly, there is no danger to the human health. Earlier I told, like others, the cleansing the liver is cleansing the gallbladder. And that was a big mistake. In fact, the method that people use earlier and now is a method of cleansing the liver. And at the same time, you can cleanse the gallbladder. But it is purified to a small extent and is not as important as the cleansing of the liver itself. I got to know the method of cleansing the liver 30 years ago. In that time, I did not need this cleansing, and I did it only once, out of curiosity, and I forgot about it for many years. I advised to many people, but I did not do it myself. But when I started, it was said that this cleansing should be done once or twice a year. And I find out this is not enough. And so I said to the others. In our academy, during the patient's monthly stay, we do the cleansing of the liver 8 times. What it means that we cleanse the liver 8 times. There are 4 double cleansing. No one doing such a cleansing anywhere in the world. And this method is nowhere used. It can be said that I am the author of the method, which was refined on the base of the previous method. I have not copied someone's method, and I did not repeat what somewhere I read. All those who know me know that everything I do, I check and improve myself. And this work that we do, it is large of scientist work. And not just working with the method that already exists. We are constantly improving our method. The method that I knew at the beginning, I have perfected it so that only the use of oil and lemon juice remains, and everything else has been changed and supplemented. Why liver cleansing should be carried out? I think that is our main organ, and without it, there is no chance for normal life and health. Why is it like that? We eat different foods, but hardly anyone knows how the body functions to digest and use such a food. It does not matter what we will eat, whatever it is water or soup or other meal. Then our tongue already started to check what gets into the body. We only think that we are eating soup, drinking water or had a normal meal. But in fact, the body has very complicated process from very beginning. The body is like a lab. These laboratories examine the composition of this food, what it consists of, and in what proportion and percentage are these ingredients. The body is like a computer, examines everything, and gives order to the other organs to make them produce, for example, gastric juice. Gastric juice should be suitable for every food. For example, for fruits is different, for meat products is different, for juices or water is also different. We only think that in stomach there is such a liquid that we call gastric juice. But its quantity and quality should always be controlled by the body itself and delivered as much as is needed for the prepared composition of the food. We do not control it. Organs should do it all. And he does it on the basis of a program that the man has. And when the food is dissolved by the gastric juice, all these ingredients go to the duodenum. In the duodenum, there is a future process of processing the food. The body again testing this food. Then the body gives the right amount of the bile, so to neutralize the gastric juice that is there in the future process of this food. Bile is alkaline, and this bile should be as much as needed for the right amount of food. And the body should decide about it, produce this bile and the amount it needs. The situation is similar when the people have problem with the pancreas that does not produce insulin. Insulin should also be produced in the amount needed, and the body should decide when it is needed. If its functions do not work as needed, or if the body is blocked and does not have this program should be, then that's the problem. The liver is so important to human health and life. People think that the food goes to the stomach and later it is distributed throughout the body. But how it goes to the cells? No one thinks about it. Everything we eat from the stomach through the duodenum goes to intestines. Everything is absorbed in the intestines. It is really surprising how all the food in the form of liquid is absorbed into the body. We think that is a simple process, but it is not so, because everything we eat gets into the blood. But the blood does not get into the body, but goes to the liver. All the food in the form of liquid gets into the blood, and then this blood goes to the liver. And the liver should process everything we eat. There is so much of the functions that the liver does. Scientists have studied and said that the liver performs 200 different functions. For me, it is an unimaginable figure, how a small organ can perform 200 functions. And if we eat foods that contains a large amount of preservatives and poisons that can be found practically everywhere, in the water and in every food everywhere, various poisonous substances are added, which only damage, and the liver begins to die. Its cells die. Instead of processing what it should, it cannot do anything, and it starts to put aside in it. The liver can regenerate very well, very often change its cells, but it cannot regenerate every second if it is killed every day. That's why there are many things left in the liver that should be processed, but it cannot process it. In addition, the blood that flows through the body also has its vitality. All dead cells and residues that are in the blood should be removed, and such a blood also goes to the liver. And liver also cleanses and filters such a blood. But how can liver expel all these residues when herself is polluted to a very large extent? Sometimes this information that the doctors or other people says, that cleansing is not necessary and dangerous, and it is necessarily. I will tell you from my practice that if someone comes to me for treatment and says that he will do everything, but not cleansing the liver, I will say that the better this person go back home. Cleansing the liver is the basis for healing a human being. Our method, which I developed and which we use today, is so designed that it gives maximum effect and at the same time that the person does not feel any pain. How we do it? Why I think our method is safe? To cleanse the body and liver first of all, you have to cleanse the intestines. That's why we use the enema. Along with the enema, those who cannot do an enema, because, for example, they are ashamed, you can purify the intestines with the salt water, mineral water Zuber, or another strong mineral water. It is a very simple procedure to do. We also added different ingredients to this enema to improve this cleansing process. But let everyone do as they can. You have to try it and do what everyone can do itself. What else should be done? There is a procedure that is necessary and you have to do before. You have to drink apple juice for 3 days before cleansing and use sunflower oil or olive oil or preferably milk thistle oil, because this oil and apple juice helps strengthening the liver. That a strong pressure can be created in the liver, because during the cleansing, a strong pressure in the liver must be created in order to push everything out that is remaining unnecessarily in the liver. That's why apple juice and oil give to the body order to produce a large amount of bile during liver cleansing. For 3 days you should eat normal food and drink only apple juice. and in the last day drink only apple juice, and instead of eating, also drinking apple juice. That's how we have future refined the method of cleansing the liver to improve this process. We still use activated carbon to fight infection. We also use diastole pills. It works diastolic, and when the gallbladder or bile ducts are very tense, you have to lose them so that everything can go out through and everything can stretch to the size of stones that will be excreted, and it is necessary to do that. Very important thing when cleansing the liver is information on how to do correctly. And I do not advise anyone to purify the liver if someone has not read the information on the basis of which you will carry out cleansing. I give you an example. When a woman wants to give birth, she prepares her body for 9 months. You can say natural by means of hormones that are produced. Causes such a state in the woman's body that through such a small vagina opening, through which only the finger can be put in, it grows to such a size that the big child can pass through it. It happens naturally, not in such a way that something pushed with the great force. The body does everything as it should be. It's just like in our center. The preparation process of cleansing the liver causes that throughout all the channels with the diameter of a few millimeters, they pass stones with the size of even 2 centimeters. So as it is possible, theoretically it is not possible, and the doctor says that it is a lie, that through small channels pass stones with about 2 centimeters in size. This is not a lie, it is a real situation, because the body has prepared for it all. And if the man did not read all instructions on how to do it, and if he did not prepare himself for it spiritually, morally, and is afraid of it, then he cannot do it forcibly. You cannot do it in any case, because the process may break down and it may harm you. That's why I ask everyone who is doing the cleansing of the liver to make it obligatory to read the instruction on how to do it properly. And if someone does not agree with it, then do not do it. Do everyone understand it? That's why I give my method on the website of the Academy of Regenerative Medicine. And everyone should get acquainted with it before coming to the Academy, so they know how the entire purification process is going. If someone wants to do it, let them come to the Academy, but if not, please do not come, and we do not have to talk about it anymore. What else we have changed in our method of cleansing the liver, to make it even more safe? It is necessary to cleanse the body of the parasites, because if we do not do it during the cleansing of the liver, they accumulate in one place and they do not allow to expel the pollutants that should be leave the liver. And if somebody says that during the cleansing of the liver and after nothing has been expelled, but someone has vomited everything that he has drunk, it is large possibility that it was caused by parasites, which blocked the intestines and blocked excretion. That's why I say that before cleansing, you must kill all parasites, so that they are not in the body. And if you do not do it, you cannot carry out liver cleansing. This cleansing will be very difficult to carry out. Then, in my opinion, you should also do enemas after cleansing the liver. At the beginning we check it, what is best before cleansing the liver. We try to do what says different methods, like drinking juice and eat mild food, various mild soups. But really it turned out that you cannot do this. All the mild food that was consumed after cleansing the liver give a bad effect. I check myself what alcoholics do. When they drink large amount of vodka, which causes the stop working of the whole body and the liver in the first place, because the liver is the most poisoned. And then I saw what such a people do to detox. They use sauerkraut juice or juice from pickled cucumbers. They drink it and the whole body begins to function again. Therefore, when cleansing the liver, we also use this method and use juice from pickled cucumbers or sauerkraut. After cleansing, we use such a juice to drink, and the effects are very good, amazing. And nothing else I will not advise to use. Then after cleansing the liver, can be any pain or inflammation. But I said, we use activated carbon to fight with it, and very important, I advise everyone to use cold water. Therefore, to anesthetize self and neutralize possible ailments that may appear after cleansing. In places where there are stones in the liver, infection developed, and when such stones are removed, then such infection can become even more active. So when you use the cold water, that such infection are not harmful to the body. I think that it's necessary to use a cold water and do hardening after cleansing the liver. Such a cold water will help fight with all such problems. And if someone starts to hurt, the cold water will also help fight the pain. What else I can advise to the person who will cleanse the liver? I will say now about the food. Many people use different diets and think that they will live healthier. I think that such a diet harm more. Such a food does not provide all the necessary elements, and man needs to eat everything, because then provides everything that the body needs. That's why I think we need to eat what we want, and what the body informs us he needs. And he informed us about it, that we would eat a piece of meat, vegetables, or some juice, and the body should tell us what we should eat. The body is investigating what we eat and tell us what else we needed and what not. Because everywhere, in every method, it was written that after cleansing you should eat mild food. And we did the opposite. So the first meal we serve in our academy is a pig or chicken leg soup. So if a man thinks he should eat some mild food, then I think the opposite. Gelatin, which is found in the meat and bones, gives the effect that it facilitates the digestion process after purification. The next important thing before and after cleansing is that you should use treatment in solarium. Hardly anyone uses it, and it is again misinformation that is harmful. I really think that is the only method that targets the liver. I can prove it very easily. For example, when a child is born and it has jaundice, it means that the liver does not work after birth, because the mother liver was working before and the baby's liver did not start to work independently, and the jaundice appears. Scientists have researched all the methods that are possible in the world: vitamins, tablets, injections, drips, and it turned out that all this does not work at all. There is only one thing that works effectively. It is a sun or solarium. Child is put in the incubator, and there is a UV irradiated, and it is the same as the tiny bed, which they say is harmful. If the child is not hurt, which have been just born, believe me that it certainly will not hurt any adult man, but only help, and it is necessary to do that. And when cleansing the liver, you must use a solarium. I am telling you what you should do, and in our academy, solarium is obligatory. What else you can do? We use a lot of different massages that allow you to start the work of the whole body. We also use bioenergotherapy, which gives the body a program for the correct work of the liver and other organs. Bioenergotherapy allows you to do something like that. But you have to remember many things that you need to know about the bioenergotherapies to heal. It is necessarily conditions to carry out this correctly. I told you about main principles to keep in mind while cleansing the liver. If you want to do cleansing by any method, it does not have to be my method, because it is hard to do at home, to make all the recommendations. At the beginning I used the simple method, which has only 10% of what we use now, and it was also effective. So if you want to live a healthy life, then you should cleanse the liver. Remember that. Before cleansing the liver, you have to cleanse the intestines. Prepare the necessary products: apple juice, oil, and diastolic tablets, activated carbon, solarium, many different things that are described on my website. Everyone can see and find out what is needed and try to do it yourself at home. I would like to say one more thing. Many people contact me and ask for advice and consultation. I cannot give consultation to anyone because I am a serious man. And if I cannot see a person, I will not treat anyone at a distance, and I will not advise with anything. You need direct contact, so that you can see that person. You cannot cure a man if you cannot see what the causes are, and the diagnosis is not important to me at all, and does not exist. Everyone tells me that they are sick and they have such a diagnosis. But it does not tell me anything. Every person can have the same diagnosis, but the causes will be 100% different for each illness. So for me it means nothing. If someone wants to use my method, then I invite you. I will not disturb anyone and I will share with each other. There is only 5 or 10% of the secret in my method that cannot be revealed. Not because I do not want to, but because it cannot be revealed. All other information is available to everyone and everyone can use it to heal. My method is described on the website of the Academy of the Regenerative Medicine. I repeat again, there are situations when I do not give any advice at all, and please keep to that. I give information so that you can do something yourself. Nobody said anything to me, and nobody advised me, and as I want, I use it. If you want to use it, use it. It's your decision. If someone used my method, he used it according to his problems he has done in his life. If someone did a lot of bad things, then it will go to the method that will hurt him, and it should be so. These are the rules of life. You cannot do bad things and come across a good method. If you come across a charlatan, then you shouldn't tell anyone, because it should be a shame for you, because you are clearly the same as this charlatan. You do not notice what you do yourself in your life. And if you come across a good man and his method helping you, you can thank to the God that this person has helped you, because you are clearly doing good things in your life yourself. I stick to this principle. There are spiritual forces that help in accordance with these conditions. If there is any court above a human court, then this judgment on the earth cannot compare with the court which is above it. I think that there are conditions that decide when a person can be healed and when not. I had such a situation when the patient was in very bad conditions, but God helped him and he recovered. Otherwise, the man was healthy, but suddenly he fell ill and nothing could be done about it. I could do anything because there are forces that they decide. We are just like ants in this world. You have to remember and do good things, because only doing good things can give you good things back. The evil that the man does turns back to him. It will come back to him many times more. This is our life principle that have been checked for thousands of years. So if you want to live with natural and heal yourself with the natural methods, remember about natural life principle. Next time I will talk about very serious topic, about anesthetics. I'm very concerned about this subject, because practically everyone who comes to me for healing use some painkillers. Are natural anesthetics also chemical anesthetics? But if someone uses it, he should know how it affects the body and what it causes. I would tell you that this is a very important topic, and next time I will talk about it. I will conduct such a conversations and information will be given on Facebook, on which day and at what time it will start. At the beginning it will be in Polish, then in Russian language, and then in English. And if someone sees me speak in Russian or Polish, then please do not be nervous, because it also be in English. Each program will be in 3 languages. I would like to wish you health and happiness, and that you do not forget and help other people. That is the most important thing, so that you can live happily. It turns out that my method is useful for someone. Please use it. If someone thinks it is nonsense, do not use it. Let everyone decide for themselves. For one will help, and then the other will not. And nothing can be done about it. That's a life, and everyone has their own way. As I said before, everyone should get what he deserves. Thank you very much. Goodbye.